Good morning. Today is 24th of November 2022. I hmm I had my appointment with my doctor yesterday, and it's one thing to know that you're deteriorating. It's another thing to get it confirmed. And not only did I get confirmation to what I'm going through, how I'm been saying that this winter is not going to be so easy for me, I apparently have an added bonus of getting being diagnosed with carpal tunnel syndrome. Something which I'll admit I thought was not as serious as a syndrome as it is apparently. Um, it's kind of thrown me off. In the sense of, like I said, I knew this was going on with my condition. I think I mentioned to you before how the numbness in my hand was interfering with my sleep, how uh, it might take hours, hours for it to dissipate. And sometimes it'll dissipate with just a little bit of, this and a little bit of this, walking that is. What makes it worse or more, I want to say scary, but I'm not scared. I mean, the last thing I do is fear monger. So I'm not scared as much as I am concerned that apparently my tools for mobility, being my cane, being my walker, are adding to the my condition, making it worse, making that wheelchair I was talking about yesterday a lot more clear for my future. And that kind of that's where I guess, like I said, it's not a fear thing. It's more of a resignation to please, can I have a couple more years of just using my walker? I really don't want to be wheelchair bound. And I'm not wheelchair bound tomorrow. Like, this is just a slow, steady, or it has been a slow and steady deterioration that now might not be. And that's what is concerning me. The other side of that is apparently, and this is something. Apparently, I can get gloves that might help, but actually, I'm a little bit, again, like I said, concerned because turns out it's not just that I put pressure. Of course, when you use a cane, you need to steady yourself, or with the walker, it's for steadying. And I do my best because to use both apparatus, you kind of have to lean on it to function with it. And I do my best to not, because yeah, I actually have noticed that at times can be aggravating, and certainly the longer I use it, the more I feel it. So I do my best to use it as much for steadying purposes as opposed to um, a tool for walking. If that makes any sense, I'm not sure if it necessarily does, but you've got to be me to know exactly what I'm talking about. But it is what it is. It is interesting. The other side of it is, of course, that, and I didn't quite equate this into it. I thought that might be a reason for it, and therefore a solution to it. But I don't know if I explained to you before, but it's four vertebrae in my neck that are damaged. One or two of those vertebrae is in alignment with the nerves that go to the uh, arm and splits off into the fingers. And that is the pinch in there, which, yeah, okay, I've had the operation 10 years, 12 years ago. And 13 years ago now, it's almost 13, right? Um, that makes it 14. I had the operation in '08. Sorry, my math skills are not quite there yet. Or if they ever were there, they're just not as acute. Pardon my, I'm not set up the way. There we go. It's aesthetics, right? The pinched nerve is affecting the arm, unfortunately. And it was, again, I want to say sad, but it wasn't. But when he did the tests for it, it was a lot, it was concerning. In the sense of I'd been up all day. It was a later appointment that I had, and yes, I had to use my walker yesterday, forgetting about. But that, and I wasn't necessarily feeling it. I actually mentioned it kind of casually, by the way. This is also, my condition is doing this to me, kind of thing. And that piqued his interest. And then he did the test, and then he explained to me why the test. I guess if there's any good news out of it, when he did this hand, it was fine. But fine in the sense of it wasn't as acute as this hand. There was a major difference in it, which means that the pinched nerve is really only affecting one side. Be that as it may, it is what it is, of course. And plus, it's also my right hand, and I'm right-handed, so maybe that plays. I'm not sure. Anyways, that's where we are with that. A little bit concerning, a little bit more of an addition to what I'm going through. But, as my doctor would say, knowledge is power, and I absolutely agree with that. Like, now that I know what we're dealing with, I know how to deal with it. End of story. So unfortunately, that's where we are today. Again, the confirmation for what I knew was coming, or what I was dealing with, getting it confirmed, it's a double-edged sword, right? On the one hand, okay, I'm not just seeing or imagining things. On the other hand, something which I thought was not as serious, turns out it's a little bit more serious than I thought. There is a possible, if I understood correctly, operation, maybe, we'll see. And he wants to revisit it in 2 months. And where the concern comes in, unless it gets even worse before that, is everything is just adding. It is what it is. I'm sorry today is a little bit less. I actually wanted to discuss something completely different. I wanted to shake off this touch of, I was going to say anxiety, but it's not anxiety. It's just, really, I need something more to add to my already situation. I guess yes is the answer to that. Anyways, I do have something, and you know what? I'm not sure, but maybe later on, I'm going to do some resting up, and maybe I will be back with a secondary video just to sort of shake off where I am today. A little bit more upbeat, a little bit more insight into what I'm thinking about to distract me from what I'm going through. Anyways, that's it for today. That's what's going on behind the patch. It's not the best of it's not the best of times, but it's also not the worst of times. It's just my times. Anyways, I will talk to you guys later. I hope you have a great day.